is Shelby from WDW Lovin' Mama, and today's video is going to be about Walt Disney World dining reservation prep. A little prep work is going to need to be done before you make your dining reservations. Dining reservations at Walt Disney World can be made 180 days prior to your trip. So if you are staying on site, you have the luxury of booking your dining reservations 180 days from the first day of your vacation for your entire vacation up to a vacation being 10 days long. So if you're staying for a week, you get up 180 days prior to your first day and you can make your reservations for your entire vacation. If you are staying off-site, you do not have that option. You are going to have to make your dining reservations 180 days prior to every single day of your vacation. Dining reservations can be made at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time online on the Disney World website, or they can be made at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time by calling 407-WDW-DINE. So that's WDW Dine. If you are not sure of your date, I have listed on my website, which I will link down below, for the year 2016 when dining reservations can be made. To determine which restaurants your family would enjoy, I have listed on my website all the restaurants of Walt Disney World and their locations. I would also go on the Disney World website and you can look at the menus and see, if you have picky eaters and stuff like that. That would help out a whole lot. By knowing which park you want to go to, that could help you determine which restaurants you want to eat at. Do you want to eat at a restaurant in that park or in a resort near that park? And that will help cut down on travel time. You don't want to be having a great day in the Magic Kingdom and you get off of Peter Pan at 5:30 and realize that you have a dinner reservation at Beaches of Cream at 6 o'clock. You might not make it. A good tip is to give an hour for transportation. So to leave the Magic Kingdom, you have to, walk the whole way out the front of the park, go get on a bus, wait for a bus probably, get on a bus, and then go to the yacht club, and then walk to Beaches and Cream. I've heard horror stories where people have waited, it's been 2 hours long transportation. We've had luck where sometimes it's been a half hour and we were sitting down at the table. It all depends on how busy it is, what time of year you go. So by knowing which park you want to go to on which day, I know it's 180 days out. It's kind of crazy, but when you go on your vacation, it'll cut down on your vacation craziness. You don't have to be completely structured. You don't have to have every hour of the day planned. But by knowing which restaurant you want to eat at, then you can plan your park days just a little bit easier. And you'll be able to relax just a little bit more. So I'm just going to do a little brief overview of how I prep to determine what restaurants we want to go to, what park days we want to have, and everything before I make my dining reservation. So let's get started. The first thing I do is go on easywdw.com. Josh does an excellent job at listing which park is recommended for which day. Now for this year's schedule, the hours weren't listed yet, and neither were the park recommendations. So when I was planning, what I did was I went back to the 2015, that's why it says 2015 hours, and looked at 2015 and tried to hopefully that will give me an estimate on what it will be like for 2016. So I'm going to plan for a 5-day trip from Sunday. So this year it would be Sunday, October 16th to Thursday, October 20th. So I'll look at the Sunday schedule for 2015. So for my schedule, I have the date, the day, and MK is Magic Kingdom, AK is Animal Kingdom, EP is Epcot, and HS is Hollywood Studios. I have the hours listed, and if there is a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, And then the green is the recommended park of the day, and red is the not recommended park of the day. So for this time, Epcot has Food and Wine Festival going on. So that's why it's not recommended, especially during the weekends because of locals. So I did that for the entire time we would be going. By looking at the hours of 2015, I came up with a rough schedule. Now, not that long ago, the actual hours for 2016 were released. So I was lucky in that I didn't have to plan just purely on last year's hours. And, if something went wrong, if Disney changed their mind about something, then I would be up a creek. But I'm lucky that this year's hours were posted and I don't have to worry about that. So I made a rough outline of what we want to do. I know we want to hit all the parks. For travel days, we get an early flight and we get a late flight. So we get an early flight arriving to Orlando and a late flight when we depart Orlando. So we like to do Magic Kingdom on those days. We like to hit, especially the departure day, the children's favorite rides. What do you want to hit? Okay, one last ride. Here we go. So that's why I already know the Magic Kingdom is going to be the arrival day and the departure day. We definitely want to do Epcot, and we don't want to do Epcot on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So Sunday would be the only one out. So we are going to do Epcot on Monday, so we can spend the entire day in Epcot and enjoy food and wine. On Tuesday, we're actually going to sleep in on Tuesday and then go to Hollywood Studios for late morning, early afternoon, and then plan on going to the Magic Kingdom for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And then Wednesday, the plan is to go to Animal Kingdom and then for a half day and then go back to Epcot. So Animal Kingdom Day will be our park hopper day. For Hollywood Studios Day on Tuesday, we will not need a park hopper that day because we go to Hollywood Studios with our ticket. And then because the Magic Kingdom is the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, that is a separate ticketed event, and we can get in at 4 o'clock for that. So we will probably have a late lunch, early dinner, as I like to call it, and then go to Magic Kingdom for the Halloween party around 4:30. And then that way, if anybody gets hungry, there are still quick service restaurants open in Magic Kingdom, so that will be easy. Okay, so next I like to write everything out on its own sheet of paper every day, I should say, not everything, every day that we are going. And I like to put the day, the date, the park that we're going to, and then I make spaces for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and down here at the bottom is our for Fastpasses. So for breakfast, for our Epcot day, we're thinking of Garden Grill, 8 a.m., which should be pre-park opening. So the park opens at 9. And then lunch is free for all, whatever. Usually the grown-ups don't eat. And then dinner would be at Tep and Endo. I'm shooting for 6 o'clock. Can't be guaranteed. We like to shoot for 6-ish. Then once again, I leave a space for all the fast passes that we will be making. For our park hopper day, what I did was I just put the day, the date, then the 2 parks that we're going to. And then for breakfast, we would like to do Tusker House once again around 8 a.m. So that will be pre-park opening. And then dinner at Rose and Crown at 6 p.m. And then a space once again for our fast passes. For this next part, you might think I'm a little wacky, but I'm going to share with you my strategy on what I do on dining reservation day. So what I do is I list on index cards the day, the park where we're going, and what reservation we would like for that day. Now, for this one, example, we would be going to the Magic Kingdom. We'd be going to the Magic Kingdom for 2 days during our trip. And we want CRT, which is Cinderella's Royal Table reservation for 8 a.m., which would be the pre-park opening. The backup would be Crystal Palace at 8 a.m. So what I do is I make an index card prior to 180 days from our vacation of every single meal that I'm planning on making a reservation for. Breakfast, dinner, and a backup. Dinner I'm usually not worried about because if we don't get the 6 o'clock slot, we don't get the 6 o'clock slot. Maybe we got 5:45 or 5:30. That's fine. We want a pre-park opening breakfast, those are usually the hard ones to get, especially at Cinderella's Royal Table. Be our guest. So I will make an index card for every single meal with a backup, like I said. So for this day, we want Cinderella's Royal Table on Monday at 8 a.m. So this will be in the top of my pile, and I will go on the Disney website at 6 a.m. and I will look for this day. I will also have the date listed. And then if I get it, perfect. I write down the confirmation number right underneath it. Flip, go. Okay, so the next one, Saturday, Crystal Palace, 8 a.m. If it's there, great. Write the confirmation down and go. Crystal Palace isn't as hard as Cinderella's Royal Table, that's why. The index cards stacked on top will be the hardest reservations to get to the easiest reservations to get at the bottom. And I try to make my reservations for the furthest day out. This is a bad example. Like for our next trip, we're going to shoot for Cinderella's Royal Table on Saturday. When we arrive on a Saturday, and we depart on a Sunday. So we'll be there for 8 nights. The last Saturday, we're going to do Cinderella's Royal Table for dinner at 6 o'clock. That will be the first card on here because it's the furthest day out, and because we're staying for 8 days, usually people aren't booking for that long, so we have a better shot of getting that reservation. And then like the next one will be, boom, we want Ohana for our arrival day, the Saturday prior. That'll be the next one, for Ohana around 6 o'clock. And it just keeps going. So then I go through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I usually do breakfast first, once again if they're pre-park opening. And then I'll do my dinners after all the breakfast reservations have been done, because like I said, we don't care if it's exactly 6 o'clock. We have some leeway with breakfast. I hope you found this video informational. If you have any questions or are confused by anything, I'm trying to break it down, but it could be a little confusing, please contact me. I will gladly help you. I'm not a travel agent. This is my hobby. I love it so much. I am so enthusiastic about it and sometimes a little OCD about it, but I think it's fun. I love planning Disney World trips. So once again, if you have any questions, please contact me, and thanks for watching, and see you next video. Bye.